Welcome, curious minds. Today, we're sharing some truly unsettling stories. Real-life stuff. If you're drawn to tales that, send shivers down your spine, the kind that make you double-check your locks, well, you're in the right place.
Definitely.
We've gone through the accounts you sent us, real encounters from neighborhoods just like yours, and pulled out moments that truly make you question what might be lurking just beyond your front door.
Yeah.
It's suspenseful, a bit thought-provoking, and honestly pretty unnerving. So let's step into these shadows and unpack these tales of unexpected terror.
And what really strikes me about these narratives, these stories, is how they just shatter our sense of security.
Yeah.
Right where we feel safest.
Exactly.
They force us to kind of reevaluate the unseen, to question what might be hiding in plain sight.
Okay, so our first story, it throws us right into a mother's worst nightmare. A situation where her protective instincts were just pushed to the absolute limit.
Right.
This happened about 10 years ago. Picture this. A mother, our narrator, heading to her mother-in-law's for dinner. She's got her 2 young sons with her, 2 and 10 years old.
Okay.
The main street's packed, no parking, so she finds a spot on a side street, quiet almost, eerily empty. As she's getting the kids out, carrying the toddler, holding her 10-year-old's hand, she notices it.
Yeah.
A white pickup truck, driving really slowly towards them, unusually slow. And the driver, he isn't looking at the houses, not scanning the street.
Yeah.
His gaze is fixed intensely on her and her children.
Wow.
He passes, eyes never breaking contact. And our narrator described feeling this primal mummy mode kick in, just a deep sense of unease.
A gut feeling.
Yeah. Hours later, it's dark. She's leaving now with her 2 sons and her 12-year-old stepdaughter. They turn the corner onto that same side street, and her heart just sinks.
Oh, no.
There it is again, the same white truck parked directly behind her car on this mostly empty street.
I waited.
Apparently. And inside, the same creepy driver, engine running, still staring. As she gets closer to her car, his eyes lock with hers again. She said it was pure evil on his face. Hairs on her neck stood up.
Chilling.
Even the kids felt it, Fear starts rippling through them. She thought about turning back, running, but she pushed forward. Got to get the kids in the car, right?
Yeah.
As she reaches the back passenger side door, the driver does something just absolutely chilling. He reaches out his window was rolled down, reaches out to unlock his own driver's side door from the outside. His gaze never leaving her.
What? From the outside?
Yes. And then he got out.
Oh, my God.
Before he could even take a step towards them, she just unleashed this scream, loud, piercing, yelling for the kids to run. She grabbed her 2-year-old, pushed her 10-year-old ahead, just yelling, "Go, go, go."
Right.
She turned around, and sure enough, he was chasing them, gaining ground fast. And in this terrifying moment of desperation, she actually thought about throwing her 2-year-old into a patch of grass.
Sacrificing herself.
Yeah. Letting him catch her instead of the kids? Just an unthinkable thought. But just as she was about to, her husband and his brother burst out of the house.
Oh, thank God.
The stepdaughter, the 12-year-old, she'd made it inside and alerted them. Quick thinking.
Incredible.
The man, startled, just took off, left his truck running, vanished into the night.
Wow.
So the police arrive, and the evidence, it was horrifyingly clear. In the front seat of his truck, his wallet, rope, and Clorox.
Oh, jeez.
But the thing that really solidified the terror was how he opened his door, why he had to reach out the window.
The handles.
He had removed the inside handles. The officer confirmed it, said it was clearly so that once you're inside, you can't open the doors to get out.
That's premeditated abduction. That's horrifying.
Yeah. He was later found hiding under a car, identified, arrested, and linked, disturbingly, as a suspect in an unsolved murder.
That detail, the modified doors, it just underscores the methodical, calculated nature of some predators, doesn't it?
It really does.
When you find evidence like that, the removed handles, the rope, the Clorox, you're looking at a meticulous plan, a plan to overpower, to control, not just some impulsive act. It's a chilling design for abduction.
It makes you think, what are the specific red flags, maybe beyond these horrific discoveries, that might hint at this kind of escalating danger? It's so easy to dismiss a bad feeling.
Exactly. But that sustained eye contact you mentioned, the slow driving, him showing up again hours later.
Yeah, that points to something more calculated, right?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
These aren't always random acts. They can be tests,
Yeah.
Probing for vulnerability. Learning to trust that gut feeling when someone's behavior feels off is just paramount.
We rationalize it away too often.
We do. We try to be polite or we second guess ourselves. But those instincts, they're our earliest warning system. This story is just a stark reminder that what seems like a casual, maybe slightly weird encounter, it can quickly reveal layers of terrifying premeditation hiding just beneath the surface.
Okay, shifting gears a bit, but still deeply unsettling. From that capulated predator, we pivot to a story that kind of blends childhood fears with a very real, very present terror.
Okay.
Our next narrator grew up familiar with Mexican folklore, tales of La Llorona, El Cutay, often used to scare kids into behaving.
Right, bogeyman stories.
Exactly. But nothing quite terrified the neighborhood kids, like the bruja, the witch who lived on the corner. Her house was apparently a mess. Overgrown weeds, windows covered with peeling newspaper. You get the picture.
Yeah, the spooky house on the block.
Totally. And it became this popular, though really foolish, pastime for the kids. They dare each other to bang on her door, yell bruja, and then run like crazy.
No, kids.
Right. And she'd always chase them, gray and black hair flying, screaming curses. For a long time, it was just this weird, scary game. But then it stopped being funny.
How so?
She became genuinely terrifying, started roaming the streets, not just chasing kids off her lawn, but screaming of obscenities, death threats, just nonsense about demons, as the narrator put it.
Okay, that's a shift.
Yeah. Adults warned their kids to stay far away. They often dismissed it, saying she was off her medication. Police were called sometimes, but, their hands were tied unless she actually got violent.
Right, the threshold for intervention could be high.
Exactly. Then came one unusually warm summer night. An 8-year-old kid wakes up, needs the bathroom. Before going back to bed, they just innocently open the patio door in their room, just standing there for a moment, enjoying the night air.
Okay.
And that's when they heard it, rustling, in the bushes right near the patio.
Oh, no.
The child's blood just turned cold. It wasn't La Llorona, it was the bruja. Emerging from the bushes with this strange lump under her belt, covered by a towel.
A lump?
Yeah. In just a few steps, she was right there. Grabbed the child's wrist and just started pulling.
Pulling him where?
Towards the yard gate. The child was just shocked, kind of complied at first. Then about 10 feet from the backyard gate, the kid's mind finally catches up, realizes what's happening, and just starts screaming. The bruja immediately let go and ran, vanished back into the night.
Wow. What was the lump?
Well, the subsequent investigation,
Yeah.
It revealed the horrifying truth. The lump under her belt, it was a fillet knife.
A knife. Oh, my God.
Yeah. She was taken away after that, never seen in that neighborhood again.
It's incredible how that situation just flipped from, like you said, a childhood game, a spooky neighbor,
Yeah.
to genuine, imminent terror. You mentioned the parents' early dismissal.
Yeah, the offer meds thing.
Right. And I think that's key here. How do we, as a community, distinguish between those eccentricities, those neighborhood quirks, and a truly escalating threat, especially when, like you said, authorities are limited in what they can legally do sometimes?
That is such a critical point. It's so easy to label someone as eccentric or, unstable. And sometimes, sure, that's accurate. But in this case, that label masked a truly sinister intent. The shift from just screaming curses to actually carrying a weapon, that's a clear escalation, isn't it?
Absolutely. That line blurs so easily between just a neighborhood character and genuine danger. And it's a really difficult one to discern, especially for children. What really stands out to me here is how intuition, or maybe just that sudden primal realization of danger, became the critical survival mechanism for that child.
That scream.
Exactly. It underscores the importance of not just observing behavior, but also understanding the potential for its trajectory to change from merely concerning to genuinely threatening.
Okay, our next story. This one is about everyday harassment turning menacing. It's really a testament to raw courage when faced with imminent danger.
Right.
The narrator lived in what she called a crappy area of town, usually had to park like half a block away from her place across the street. What she described as a frat house for drug dealers and gangbangers.
Okay, sounds rough.
Yeah. She was used to the constant catcalling, crude comments from the guys there, said she just learned to ignore it, tune it out.
A common, unfortunate reality for many.
Right. But one night, something felt different. 2 of these men were actually on her side of the street, deep in discussion. They saw her walk out of her building, and they just stopped talking. Dead silence.
Uh-oh.
She gave like a quick, polite smile, trying to de-escalate before anything starts, hit her car's unlock button, and headed straight for her car. They immediately started after her.
Calling out?
Yeah. Hey, baby, come on, baby, turn around. We just want to talk with you, that kind of thing. She ignored them, kept walking, keys ready, but they kept getting closer. Fast.
Bister. Heart must have been pounding.
Absolutely. She reached her car, pulled her arm away just as one of them kind of fumbled for it, and then she dove into the passenger seat, locking the door the second she was inside.
Quick thinking. Smart move using the passenger side.
Totally. But it wasn't over. One guy immediately started slapping his palm against the passenger window, hard, while the other one stepped directly in front of her car, blocking her escape.
They crapped her.
Yeah, she yelled, she was calling the police, they just laughed at her. Then, in this moment of just desperate defiance, she added, "You stupid motherfuckers, I'm your neighbor, I know where you live."
Did that work?
It stopped the laughter, but then the guy at her window leaned in close to the glass and said, really low, really menacingly, "They won't get here before we get in."
Oh, that's terrifying. That's a direct threat.
Ice cold. She said her brain shut down to survival mode. She just hopped over the console into the driver's seat, turned the car on, and slammed the gear into drive and gunned the engine, while still in park initially, just revving it hard.
Making noise, showing intent.
Exactly. The guy blocking her car literally pissed himself, she said, leaping onto the sidewalk to get out of the way. But she wasn't done. The window guy was still there, just looking stunned. She rolled her window down just a crack. Just enough, she said, looked him dead in the eye and said, "I will hit you with my car."
Wow. Assertive.
Then she put it in reverse, swung the car around sharply so it's facing him directly, and gunned the engine again, this time not in park. Both men just took off running, scrambled away.
Incredible.
She lived there for another year, she said, and never had a single problem with those two ever again.
That chilling progression from what started as, casual street harassment to an imminent physical threat, it's stark. That moment, the verbal intimidation turned into physically blocking her. And especially that line, "They won't get here before we get in." That's where the predator mentality becomes horrifyingly clear, isn't it?
Utterly.
What's fascinating here, though, is not just her escape, which was brilliant, but her ability to completely turn the tables, to take back control and assert her boundaries so forcefully. That takes incredible guts.
Absolutely. It wasn't just about getting away safely. It was about sending a clear, undeniable message. I am not prey. It does make you wonder, though, what specific self-defense tactics or maybe de-escalation strategies can actually be effective in situations like that, especially in an urban environment where you might face those kinds of brazen threats?
Well, her quick thinking to use the car itself as both a shield and ultimately a potential weapon was brilliant. That's pure survival instinct kicking in. But more generally, in urban environments, awareness of your surroundings is always your first line of defense. Simple things like walking with purpose, avoiding distractions like constantly looking at your phone, making brief eye contact sometimes.
Yeah.
It can signal confidence.
Projecting strength.
Exactly. For de-escalation, sometimes a direct, calm, but very firm verbal boundary can work. But as this story clearly shows, sometimes you need to rapidly escalate your own defense to match the immediate threat. Knowing your escape routes, having your keys ready not just to open the door, but potentially as a weapon, using anything at your disposal like a car, it can make all the difference.
Right. Okay, for our final story, we turn to the terrifying vulnerability of children. This happened about 15 years ago. A mother, pregnant at the time, was just making lunch. Glanced out her kitchen window. She saw a man in a car parked in front of her neighbor's house. He was leaning over from the driver's side, opening the passenger door. And standing right there, talking to the man, was 9-year-old Timmy, her neighbor's son.
Okay, that seems potentially off.
Her mom freaked out, as she put it, just instant alarm bells. Heavily pregnant, mind you, she ran out the front door as fast as she possibly could, screaming Timmy's name.
Good for her. Instinct.
The man, totally startled, just slammed the car into gear and drove off as fast as he can. Didn't even close the passenger door all the way, just gone.
Wow. Okay.
So the mother gets to Timmy, asks him what the man wanted. Timmy, completely innocent, says the guy was a friend of his uncle, and his uncle had told him to pick Timmy up.
The classic grooming line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The mother then asked Timmy if he knew the man's name or how the man knew him. Timmy said, yeah. He grew up and said, hey, Bernard.
Bernard.
Bernard was Timmy's last name.
Oh, no. How would he?
The mother suddenly understood with this chilling clarity. Timmy was wearing his football jersey.
With his name on the back.
His last name printed right on the back, easily visible. She instantly realized how terrifyingly close Timmy had just come to being kidnapped.
Using readily available information. That's smart. And horrifying.
And then, the very next day, the news reported that an 8-year-old boy had gone missing in their area.
Oh, God. That just makes it even more chilling. The predator was likely active, searching.
Exactly. It wasn't just a one-off weird encounter.
That's a truly horrifying scenario. And what really stands out to me, as you highlighted, is the predator's cunning use of that easily available information, Timmy's last name, right off his jersey, to instantly build this fleeting, false sense of trust.
Yeah.
It's such a classic, insidious tactic to disarm a child. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much do we truly prepare children for these specific, subtle types of threats, where the danger doesn't look like some obvious, scary stranger, but someone who seems familiar or connected to someone they know?
It's that false sense of familiarity that's just so incredibly dangerous, isn't it? Kids are taught stranger danger, sure, but maybe not necessarily fake relative danger or person who knows my name danger.
Precisely.
So what are some concrete, maybe age-appropriate strategies parents can actually use to equip their kids for these kinds of specific manipulative threats? Because don't talk to strangers clearly wasn't enough here.
That's exactly the challenge. One really effective strategy is to establish a family code word or a secret password, something simple, memorable, that only the immediate family or truly trusted caregivers know.
Right.
If anyone, even someone claiming to be a friend or relative, tries to pick them up or ask them to go somewhere and they don't know the code word, the child knows immediately that it's not safe. No exceptions.
That's a great practical tip.
Beyond that, teaching children to always check in with a known parent or trusted adult before going anywhere with someone else, even if that person seems nice, even if it feels rude to say no, that's crucial. Empowering them to say no, to run away, to scream, and to seek help from a designated safe adult, even if the person trying to lure them seems friendly or uses their name, is a life-saving skill. It's about teaching critical thinking around perceived authority and trust, rather than just those blanket warnings.
Right. So wrapping this up, what does all this mean? I mean, these aren't just isolated horror stories, are they? They feel like stark reminders that the line between safety and danger, right, in our own neighborhoods can be incredibly thin, often blurring in ways we just don't expect. We've heard stories today that really challenge our assumptions about safe places, from that cunning predator with the modified car doors to the seemingly harmless neighborhood witch who was actually armed, and those brazen threats from guys just across the street. These accounts really highlight the dark corners that can exist where we least expect them.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really comes down to constant vigilance and, crucially, trusting our instincts, even when they tell us something uncomfortable, something we might want to dismiss.
Yeah.
These kinds of deep dives into chilling real-life events, they force us to critically examine our surroundings and just remain aware of the potential for danger. A core challenge here, as we've seen, is that genuine threats can absolutely masquerade in plain sight. So staying aware and maybe preparing mentally for the unexpected, it's key to protecting yourself and those you care about.
These stories shared by all of you listening, they resonate far beyond just the individuals involved. They're a powerful testament to human resilience in the face of some truly chilling encounters. And yeah, a stark warning about the unexpected.
Definitely.
So thank you for joining us as we explored these unsettling truths that sometimes hide just around the corner. We really hope these tales provide not just a thrill, but maybe a renewed sense of awareness. It makes you ask, right? After hearing these accounts, will you look at your own neighborhood the same way again?
Remember, knowledge is really most valuable when it's understood and then applied. So stay curious, stay aware, and keep those critical thinking skills sharp.
And if these stories kept you on the edge of your seat, please do hit that like button, share this deep dive with others who appreciate a good scare, and definitely subscribe to our channel Horror Docx for more unsettling truths.
Yeah, please do.
Until next time, stay safe out there, and remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that are real.